The back to school season is full of hustle and bustle, but one of the country's best known educators says that in the rush of it all, we also need to make time for something deeper: empathy. Our next guests are Ron Clark, award winning educator and founder of the Ron Clark Academy, and he's joined by Buffy Swinehart, corporate social responsibility for AFLAC. Ron and Buffy, it's great to have you. Ron, I wanted to kick things off with you. The start of the school year is busy and exciting, so why is this the perfect time to focus on empathy and compassion?
I think it's so important. As an educator, I teach math and history, but I also want to teach more than that. I want to teach kids how to be good people, how to show consideration, how to be kind to one another. And I try to use literature as much as I can to do that. And AFLAC produced a book called Beyond Words. I read the book with my students. They loved it. I loved it. And it really allowed me to facilitate a lot of conversations with the kids about empathy and compassion, how to be good people. And I think, and all in all, that's the ultimate goal that we all have, to have kids that are just really good people.
I 100% agree with that. So, how can encouraging kindness help students better understand and support classmates who maybe are going through something difficult?
Yeah, I think it's important because as teachers and parents, we want kids to love to come to school. We want them to be excited to learn. But unfortunately, some kids bully other kids, and kids can be mean sometimes. And usually it's because of differences, because a kid may learn different or look differently, or it might be because of a kid who has an illness. And so what we want to do as parents and teachers, we want to help kids put themselves in the perspective of someone else. Because when you can realize someone else's lived experience and you can walk in someone else's shoes, you'll be less likely to bully them and more likely to show kindness.
Ron, I love that you're encouraging students to learn just about being a little bit more compassionate. And Buffy, so curious, why is AFLAC focusing on empathy and compassion in the classroom as well?
Well, for more than 30 years, we have focused our philanthropy on helping children with cancer and blood disorders. And so this is just another chapter in that book, so to say. Beyond Words, actually, 100% of the net proceeds from the sale of this book goes back to that cause that we feel so passionately about. And it was inspired by my special Aflac duck. So this is a social robotic duck that AFLAC gives away for free to children with cancer and blood disorders above the age of 3. And we love telling this story of Buddy the bear as he travels through outer space, and he meets a lot of friends along the way that help show him how to be kind and show empathy towards others.
I love this altogether. And Buffy, you are working with a company called Donors Choose. Can you tell us about that partnership and how it helps teachers bring these resources into their schools?
Yes, so Donors Choose actually helps fund teachers' projects in the classroom. And so AFLAC is doing a $25,000 matching grant for teachers that are specifically focused on this topic of kindness and empathy. So like social emotional learning projects.
Okay, and then to that point, Ron, can you expand a little bit? What is social emotional learning and how does it impact students?
Sure. Well, my grandmama raised me, and I called her Mother. And Mother was really big on kindness and how you treat people. She said, "Who you are is how you treat others." And then when I started teaching, I realized I don't think a lot of kids have got mothers teaching them these skills because kids can be really mean to each other. And so I came up with a list of 55 rules I have for my students: how to hold the door for each other, how to clap, how to uplift and not how to put down. And so after I taught those 55 rules, my kids calmed down. They were clapping for each other, being kind, and their test scores went up. They had great grades. And so I realized when kids are in the right environment where they feel safe, they're going to be more successful. And that is really the heart of social and emotional learning.
Yeah, well, Mother sounds like a very, very wise woman, and I'm glad you took that bit from her and is spreading it with kindness to students as well, that all over can learn about a little bit more of compassion. Thank you both so much for joining us, Ron and Buffy. Before we let you go, where can educators and parents go to find more info and those free resources?
Sure, they can just visit the website aflac.com/beyondwords.
All right. Thank you both again for joining us today, getting the kiddos ready for back to school in the best way possible. And to our viewers, you can join the conversation about kindness, compassion, and the power of showing up for one another. You can find out more by heading to aflac.com/beyondwords.